Yeah, so where do I start? This week was unbelievable. Mahershala Ali was announced as the new Blade. That's going to be bananas. LeRoy Smith was introduced this week as well. He is a new character being released on Tekken. This is a black male, has definitely over 50. It's got a great origin story already. People are super excited. Practices Wing Chun. It's gonna be a good episode, y'all. Just be patient. Check this out. Listen, I'm super excited about what's going on. And now let's just get ready to pay some bills. If you're in the St. Louis area and you're interested in self-defense, exercise, martial arts, and just getting a good workout, we partner with St. Charles MMA. You can visit stcharlesmma.com and get more details. But if you sign up and mention RoyRob and Into the Last Dragon, get a free month of training. Now let's get into some martial arts. This week has been bananas, y'all. Like, I don't know where to start. I'm trying to keep my emotions down while I do this podcast, but I'm so excited. Mahershala Ali was announced that he will be playing the new Blade, and all Marvel and DC fans, I being one of them, understand how big this is, and me being a martial arts fan, understand how important this is for the culture. Blade set the tone for all the Marvel movies that had recently been introduced. The Endgames, Infinity Wars, Iron Man, Captain America, all that stuff. That foundation was set by Blade, and the individual who played Blade, of course, is Mr. Wesley Snipes. This brother, true martial arts practitioner, he laid the foundation. Everyone knows that if it wasn't for Wesley, there would be no universe. I mean, you literally have to thank Mr. Wesley Snipes for all the work he did. He put that foundation down. First Blade, off the chain. Like, literally, you had a movie about a underworld vampire empire that was being built, and the only thing that was protecting individual humans in this fictional world was his black brother kicking the brakes out of every freaking vampire that walked the earth, and he did it in unbelievable fashion. Martial arts out the wazoo, unbelievable swordsmanship. He was the man. So let me give you a quick overview on who Blade is. Blade, comic book character name is Eric Brooks. He appeared in the Marvel Comics, and he is half human, half vampire. In the movie, you see kind of his origin story, where his mom, while pregnant, was bitten by a vampire, and she, of course, had him while being pregnant, and he became known by many in the vampire underworld as a nemesis because he was called Daywalker. Automatic jealousy. He stalked those vampires, kind of like a revenge deal, but he had all types of unlimited powers. He was a master in martial arts, skilled swordsman, highly knowledgeable about vampire lore. He has superhuman strength, enhanced senses. He's immune to vampire bites and vampire hypnosis. He's slow aging because he's half vampire, of course. He has the ability to sense supernatural creatures. He is just one awesome human / vampire character, and he is the vampire slayer. So this world was built out by Blade, which was played by Wesley Snipes in the movies. Then you have Blade 2, which went even higher of a level, and then you start this new built out world where people are really like into Marvel comic books and movies. So what does this have to do in The Last Dragon? Number one, for the culture, it's a black person. You got to get excited. Ooh, this person does nothing but martial arts. If you go check out those first two movies, you'll see some amazing martial arts action. I mean, it is unbelievable, the dedication, the time, and effort. If you look at some of those things, and these movies are not like new movies, recent, with all types of technology. This is just Wesley Snipes and his ability to know the craft, and him being a true practitioner, just really doing what he does to make it such an exciting and unbelievable movie. Both 1 and 2 amazing films, and now there, of course, is the remake. Everyone's pumped. The foundation who started it, now all of a sudden, hey, it's a return. They are coming back, but they're not bringing back Wesley just yet. I hope they do. I hope they find some way to slot him in. I hope he's in discussions trying to figure this thing out because, like I said, he laid the foundation. But Mahershala, let's talk about him. Who is this Mahershala guy? So Mahershala has played in multiple films, but I was introduced to him specifically as Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth was one of Luke Cage's I don't know. I guess enemies. In Luke Cage, his name was Cornell Stokes, and Cottonmouth was I don't know. This Mahershala dude just really just played that character so well. He is like he's not really just the opposite of Luke Cage. Luke Cage, of course, is another black superhero. Cottonmouth is definitely meet the bad guy. He knows he's a bad guy, but the dude had mad swag, and it's like he can't. It's not one of those things where it's almost like he played the role so well you wanted to be drawn in by the role. You wanted him to remain in the role. He was almost like nominated. He like went around the internet as being like, dude, why they kill Cottonmouth? Bring Cottonmouth back. They messed up the storyline killing off Cottonmouth. I mean, he really played an unbelievable role. Mahershala also played in Into the Spideyverse. He was Prowler. He was the voice of Aaron Davis, the Prowler. So Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse, he also played in that. He 100% they big shoes to fill, but just the way he really takes his characters in and really consumes the roles that he's trying to play. I'm truly excited. I know some of the fans in the Marvel Universe world is concerned about his martial arts history, his ability to keep up with, or really do exactly what Wesley Snipes was able to do. But I feel very confident that with so much technology, so much training that is available, that they're going to make it work. I think it's going to easily transition. He seems like an athletic guy. I think it's going to easily transition onto film where it doesn't look quirky, it doesn't look bad. I know one example of that everyone called an epic fail was Iron Fist, saying basically the martial arts was so horrible, the editing was so terrible. They pretty much said don't bring it back. Shout out to the Defenders, but yeah, I guess mine is Iron Fist. So now let's get into Mr. LeRoy Smith. Yeah, this one was definitely for the culture. This one shook up the world, I should say. LeRoy Smith is a new character that was introduced by Tekken. He's coming out on Tekken 7. He's an American martial artist who is a new character that is going to appear as a DLC character, season 3, which is announced. He was announced alongside of Zafina. A little bit about him. Basically, the backstory for this guy is 50 years ago, a young boy was caught up in a large-scale gang conflict, and in his hometown of New York City in the United States, where he loses his family and his home. And after missing for decades, LeRoy returns to New York City now as a new seasoned martial artist, and he's out for revenge. And when they basically introduced him, they had him practicing on a Wing Chun dummy. Shout out to my brother Tap. We talked about that on a previous episode. Go listen to it. We were talking about that Wing Chun dummy, but it was so amazing. The introduction, you see him beating on the Wing Chun dummy, practicing, and they have Lei Wu Long and martial law coming at him at the same time, and all of a sudden you see him go against Lei, and he's like weak. It's like, dude, do you just break Lei down so quick? And then you see him dodge martial law, a kick for martial law, break him down in 2 seconds, and then he goes into an actual gaming episode where they're practicing, and you see him using some of the Wing Chun moves. It is unbelievable. Like, all I'm gonna say is, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, get ready for something that's unbelievable. This LeRoy Smith is a black man. The appearance of the dude is off the chain. They got him wearing kind of like this long white top, red bottom. He's got golden dragons all around him. Of course, the dragon, of course. You know that's a big deal when you're talking about Wing Chun, Bruce Leroy. He's got, his shoes are golden. The brother's got rings on. He's got white, I guess that'd be white hair basically, but he's got white dreadlocks, and he's got rings on that, like different things on that. Brass knuckles, like a cane. Like, the dude is so laid out. It's so pimp smooth the way they got him. And I'm talking about, he is going to be a beast on the game. I can already tell. This is definitely a for the culture move. Like, Tekken really stood up and stood out with this. Like, it was just like, I can't believe what just happened. And the name LeRoy Smith, like, that definitely resonates. LeRoy Smith, Bruce Leroy, come on now. Everybody got super pumped up just seeing this guy. It like, Zafina, I know you're probably an awesome character as well, but LeRoy definitely got everyone fired up. I got so pumped up about it that I decided to put out, or at least talk about, a list of notable, I say notable, black martial arts characters. To start, everyone knows Afro Samurai. Everyone, if you haven't checked out Afro Samurai, he played, was in a movie. He's a notable black character, smokes a cigar, and the super, like, check out Afro Samurai, basically. People know Balrog, Street Fighter, shout out to that. Black Panther, Marvel Universe, Blade, we talked about him earlier, of course. Bruce Irving from Tekken, check him out, right? That was definitely a good one. And I'm sure there's a lot more guys, but this is the few that I compiled. DJ from Street Fighter, Doomfist from Overwatch. Like, so in my research, I got introduced to this brother, and this dude is gangster. So you see him on I don't know if this is his origin story or what, but he's like punching at a brick wall and like busting through the wall, like, it's like he's trying to escape. I don't know if it was like prison or what, but this dude is off the chain. Eddie Hunter, Streets of Rage. I don't know if you guys remember Eddie Hunter, but this is definitely old school for you brothers who remember this little dude rolling around on roller skates, throwing the heck out of everybody. Eddie Gordo from Tekken. I'm sure y'all probably remember Eddie. Shinobu. She is a female, like, samurai from No More Heroes. She really stood out. I had never known about her. Grace from Fighting Vipers. LeRoy Smith, of course, is the one that I think is going to be the one that changes Tekken, gets them a lot more buzz. This I mean, it's going to be cracking. I got a lot of good feelings about what's going to happen with that. Luke Cage, Raven from Tekken, TJ Combo from Killer Instinct. I don't know how many people remember that. But I thought it was a good opportunity for us to talk about this on In the Last Dragon, the short podcast that I'm putting out. I just wanted to just like really think about the direction and how important including and being very inclusive of black people into the culture of martial arts, and how martial arts is in the culture of black people, African people, all the above. I thought this was definitely an exciting time. The announcements over of Blade, the announcements of LeRoy Smith, we just got a lot of great things going on. And I hope you guys are getting a lot of value for what I'm providing. hope that you guys feel you're starting to like really recognize how weave a lot of these things into our day to day, and it becomes norm. Like everything when it comes to content and stuff that's being released, you see they like find a way to bake some of those things in. I feel like they bake a lot of those things in to our everyday, and they do it in such a way that's just like it's not even being noticed now. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see where we came from, to see where we're going to, and it just gets me pumped up every day. Just even thinking about what the future will hold. I feel like we're gonna be in this new transition over the next 5 to 10 years, where we'll see more of these characters, more of these things, really coming to light. People who feel or just as passionate about martial arts like I am will start to just like breathe this stuff, and we'll see more of it on the Netflix shows. We'll see more of it on Hulu originals. We'll see more of it in our day to day with in the movie theaters with the Marvel characters, and we'll see more of it on our cartoons. And I'm just really pumped up. I just really feel like when it comes to minorities in general, we have certain things that allow us to relate, and whether it's music, whether it's a sport, exercise, martial arts, I feel good about even though we may not be the same on the outside, we can still have some of the same feelings or have some of the same beliefs on the inside that we can relate to. So for the culture, shout out to Marvel, shout out to Tekken. Listeners, good looking out for checking us out again, episode 5 on my first season, and definitely am excited about where we're going. Tune in to the next episode. Got more coming at you very soon.